give this a try here. We're desperately trying to level up to level 11 so that we can finally wear our green steel equipment, or at least the non-weapon versions. I think I can do it in one more mission. And since I haven't gotten the bank upgrade yet, which would be a good thing to get, I think I'm going to try House Kundarak. So, one mission should do it. One mission on Elite. We got a couple of... let's try some of the lower level Kundarak missions. On, Wildfire, on! The Ruined Halls. On Elite. Okay. I finally started using a repeating crossbow. 2 more levels and I could start using the green steel version. Let's see, there should be a lever here. There we go. Now, if I use my True Sight ability to find secret doors, they don't count towards the XP bonus. It would show up as misadventure there as far as the discovery goes, which is not good. We don't want to. We don't want. Hey. Well, yes. In terms of wine, it's a fairly recent vintage. But as far as games go, it's starting to turn into a golden oldie, isn't it? but okay. Chest cannot be picked, meaning that there's either a key or something nearby, or an NPC we haven't killed yet. I guess we got to clear all of the I don't know, man. Yeah, I still can almost not write as good as a Hollywood writer. It won't be long before the AIs will surpass Hollywood writers in writing skill. I mean, they've been writing garbage for the last 10 or so years, so. And now they're going on strike because somebody invented an AI that can almost do their job. I mean, I tried out that ChatGPT thing. I asked it to give me a what do you call it? To write a report as if it was a high school student on a Rudyard Kipling poem, and it did a very bad job because it didn't look up the Kipling poem before it wrote the report. So it gave quotes that were supposedly from the poem that were not in the poem at all, and such. So after I told it the poem, it then did a much better job. However, it had it still it wasn't to the point where it could do research and properly write up a report on like basically a book report. So if it can't manage that like a high school student can, it's not quite ready to take over the Hollywood writing job. I mean, the WGA was given basically everything they asked for, except yeah, the one thing that they wanted that they weren't given was they wanted to have like a mandate that writers' rooms had to have like 20 people in them that all got paid nearly a year's salary for every week's work. That's just dumb. Writing by committee has never worked and will never work. And that's how we got all of the garbage that we've have in our theaters and on our TV shows lately. Because they were writing by committee. They weren't it's like so just what we need another we would just need another mandate that they use methods that don't work. Yeah, of course, and of course, it supposedly has a data pool equivalent to the internet like 5 years ago. It says something like that when you first fire it up. It says our database may be out of date, so don't be upset if it gives outdated information. Well, how about if it gives totally wrong information about things that were a lot older than 5 years? I mean, Rudyard Kipling died nearly 200 years ago. His poems should be pretty well in its database if it had any sort of worthwhile database of the time period. It shouldn't have to fake it. It should have had that data in its database. But no. Alrighty then. Yeah, if you're, oh, you say basically you've got it up, right? You just typed in that thing. Um, Assuming that you haven't done so, haven't typed in, say, ask it to do a the equivalent of a book report on Rudyard Kipling's Cold Iron, and put Cold Iron in quotes, so it should know that it's like the name of a poem, and then go and look the poem up online and compare what it says to the actual poem. It will be nowhere near close. It won't even be in the same ballpark. And I was sick about 3 weeks ago, and every time I get sick, every single time, I wind up with this post-nasal drip for like 6 months that makes me cough continuously. Okay, well, it's it is very inconsistent. Let's put it that way. It's not. It can't consistently write something good. I know that there was one lawyer who got in trouble for using ChatGPT to make a legal brief, and because it cited a case that didn't exist. It's like it made a fake legal brief with fake references, and he actually had turned it into the court. It's like you don't do that. Judges frown on that sort of thing. It's called perjury. Can get you in serious trouble, particularly if you're a lawyer. It's like, oh, you want to be disbarred, do you? Well, sure, give us those fake references. Hmm. Yeah, so it can't make you a sketch or a map or anything. Though you would think it could look up Google Maps and give you a Google Maps reference or something. But overall, it's an interesting tool. Let's put it that way. It's interesting. Just like the old Chinese curse, may you live in interesting times. Well, we now have a way for computers to essentially lie to us. Oh, that's the wrong. I went down the wrong pathway there. Okay, if I remember correctly, there's a electric trap between those two. Oh, stupid bleed attack. Interrupting my search. Okay. Could have sworn there was a trap there. Guess not. Must be one of several pairs of platforms that look like that in this dungeon. It's like, what? A rogue using a repeating crossbow? Well, I took a level in Artificer so I'd have the proficiency. And the main reason I did that is that I have a green steel repeating crossbow that I'm going to want to use when I hit level 21. Not 21, 12, sorry. Because you can use your green steel gear starting at level 11. You can wear the non-weapon gear at 11, and you can use the weapons at level 12. And in my previous Artificer life, I made a very nice green steel crossbow, which I'm going to be having a lot of fun with when I can actually use the darn thing. And that one level of Artificer gave me the ability to conjure bolts as well. They'll only be +1. So it's not like if I was a full Artificer and they eventually escalated to +5. But let's see, there must be levers in here. Any levers or runes? Or are we just going to have to search and find a secret door there? Oh, there's a lever. These particular levers can be hard to find. Gray against gray. Yeah, I tried. I was trying to stream the old game Dungeon Keeper. You remember that one, or did you ever play that one? Where you're basically playing a disembodied spirit who designs a dungeon and has minions who could build it for him. I tried to stream it, and because it's such an old game, way older than DDO, it had to run in a DOS box. I was able to get it to stream, but I couldn't see the overlay, so I couldn't see the chat. I only have one screen, you see, so I have to rely on the overlay to show me if anybody's saying anything. Man, this... I wish this post-nasal drip would just go away and dry up. And leave it so I don't have to cough for the next 6 months. Okay, trap around here somewhere. Let's... I think I'm going to rework this build into a mechanic. She's currently got the assassin build, so she does a lot of backstab damage, but I can't usually get the enemies to attack the cleric. Even if I sneak, they usually won't be on her. So if I sneak into here, see if I can get the cleric to aggro them first. Okay, we've got their attention and they're running around at random. Okay. Come on, beat up the cleric. Once you're all firmly aggroed, see, I could whittle them down pretty fast if they're on the cleric. Of course, you risk having the cleric get one-shotted, but oh, adventure completed. Okay, there's a chest over here. I didn't quite make level 11, so I'll have to do another quest. And my objective for today is to just hit 11. Got another quest right here. I'm too high a level to Reaper it. Or I could try that. Reaper XP is nice because it lets you, gives you some bonuses you can use when you're doing Reaper again. And Reaper is but Reaper's a little more difficult than Elite. Meaning a lot difficult. Okay. Oh, yes. Oh, an empty a treasure chest in the middle of an empty room. Sure, this looks legit. No disarming boxes anywhere. Oh, there it is. Oh, come on. Have to target the chest first. I don't know what hotkey I hit, but somewhere along the line I hit a hotkey so that it doesn't automatically target anything I'm facing. Anyway, as I was saying, in my attempt to stream Dungeon Keeper, I started to think, I've been reading some isekai lately, and there's that one weird brand of isekai called Lit RPG, where the people in the world know that they have stats and levels. It's a very strange genre, but I thought, what if someone got, New World isekai into a world where they could become one of these dungeon keepers? They'd have control of a dungeon core. They would have to design the dungeon. It says, and what would someone from the modern world do in that situation? How would they design their dungeon? So I was thinking, maybe I will write a lit RPG. Just upload it on Tapas or something, and where the protagonist becomes basically a dungeon keeper. Probably call it dungeon master because the actual game by Bullfrog is probably got the word dungeon keeper pretty well copyrighted, and dungeon master, while it is usually directly associated with Dungeons and Dragons, um, Dungeons and Dragons is much older, and they're less likely to take offense at something like that. And of course, I won't call him a dungeon master specifically. I'll call him like a dungeon mastering spirit or something. That's how he's reincarnated as a spirit of the dungeon and has to design the thing to protect his dungeon core. And what would he do with that power? The ability to just make a dungeon. Um, I think I was running a Steam version. It ran in a DOS box. Whoa. But well, the original Dungeon Keeper did have a spell that would allow you to possess one of your minions. Um, oops. How to use those ooze banes. I am sorry about that. I I got sick like 2 weeks ago, and I could never get the cough to go away after I get sick. It lasts for months and months and months. Well, I apologize for that. There is a mute button on my microphone, but it's hanging off the cord like halfway down. Um, I do have some cough drops over in the corner. Um, but problem is, you have to get up to I have to get up to get them, and that would be somewhat tedious during the stream. But I used up the one I was sucking on when I first logged in. But well, have a good evening. I'll probably be ending it after this mission Because like I said, my objective is just to hit level 10, or 11 rather. Once I hit level 11 and I can equip my green steel, I'll be set up for next time. But well, the thing is, it's not a sore throat cough. There's actual phlegm in the back of my throat. It's called postnasal drip, and it doesn't stop flowing. It builds up to the point where I just have to cough to clear it. And um, so while the Vicks or the cough drops or something will help with the sore throat that I get from coughing, uh, it doesn't do much to make it so I don't have to cough. Let me try to hit this mute button. Okay, I think I made it that time. But yeah, there's got it just builds up until your bodies just can't avoid coughing. Um, and of course, the fun part is that since I'm streaming, I pretty much want to be talking. Otherwise, people will be going, "What the heck is he doing? He's just playing the game. He's not going to talk to us or anything." Okay, in order to unlock the chest, we have to activate all the runes and kill the fire elemental. Yay! Finally did it. So, I guess I'll end the stream here and go do my leveling off stream, and next time I will be able to wear my green steel gear. You have a good evening. Sorry if my cough upset you, but anyway, I'll be fiddling around with that Lit RPG project, and maybe at some point I'll put a link in the text up in the corner where I say the server, or I'll just say Lit RPG Story and then give a reference to the thing where I uploaded it. Um, I mean, it's just a side project. I'm not the fastest writer in the world. Heck, the guy who wrote Game of Thrones is probably faster than I am. But I once read in a book on how to write. It said, "Don't get it right, get it written. Just get something down on paper." So my first draft is going to be uploaded. I was like, people are going to go, "Man, this is garbage." Well, it's a first draft. Anyone wants to volunteer to ghostwrite it and improve it, by all means. So have a good evening, and we shall see you guys later.